Well, hello there, my peeps. How's everybody doing? I wish I could hear from you. I wish there was a two-way monitor here so I can hear everybody go, yeah. Hey, welcome to Wine with Dave. I'm Dave with the Crooked Curtain. Yep, I tried to get things ready for tonight and I just couldn't. Somebody said, they're like, oh, nice shower curtain. Nice bathroom shower curtain. And I said, no, it's not a bathroom shower curtain. And I did not want to tell my wife that because she would have been a little hurt. Hey, tonight I am drinking some Cabernet Sauvignon. It's good. If you're just tuning in, I'm Dave, the host of Wine with Dave. It's episode 85, as my finger's pointing to. And I've got a psychedelic, multi-instrumental, cool guy in the green room ready to be interviewed, primed and ready to go. Like a turkey on Thanksgiving morning. Ready to go. Stuffed with all kinds of guitar effects. Ready to be cut open and... I digress. He's waiting there. Lee McAdams, good guy, really good guy, or good kid. These kids, they get younger and younger every year. He's laughing in the back room. Hey, thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time, go ahead and follow me. I'd appreciate that. Just go up and click on the follow button. That's really good. If you hit the like button, that's like giving me $1. But if you follow me, that's like giving me $10. And in this economy, I can use all the follows I can get. It's a fun show. I have fun. I hope you have fun watching it. Type in where you're from. Let's see where you guys are from. And your comments will show up on the screen just like that. We are live. Psychedelic night. What do you think of that? Psychedelic music. That's a term you don't hear all the time. I like to call it trippy, groovy. I don't know, adventurous. It's adventurous music. So let's get into the first section that a lot of you like. And we got someone. San Diego in the house. Rick Greenwood's in the house. Thanks for showing up. Psychedelic music tonight, Rick. Yeah, baby. California. Ready to go? Here we go. It's not interactive tonight, okay? I'm going to say it. These are really cool, though. Some of these did you knows. And I'm trying to start it, but now everyone's logging in. This is good. Colin O'Hara, East Providence, baby. That's awesome, Colin. Are you wearing a hat? Yes, you are. You are wearing a summer hat. It looks really fancy on you. I've never seen you wear a hat before. I don't even know you, so I've never seen you before. So here we go. Ready? Guys ready for some interesting, weird, bizarre, psychedelic trivia? Here we go. We're going to play Did You Know? And there's no winners tonight because there's no questions tonight. Did you know, turn this down, did you know that beloved children's book author Roald Dahl, Willy Wonka, he was a spy. He was put in for the British Security Coordination gathering intelligence during World War II. Yes, Willy Wonka, author, was a spy. I bet you didn't know that. That's why it's called Did You Know? Did you know NASCAR drivers can lose up to 10 pounds in sweat due to high temperatures during racing? There's a diet. Want to lose weight? Eat all the Twinkies you want as long as you hit the Daytona 500. Indians from India, they spend 10 plus hours a week reading, more than any other country in the world. They are ferocious readers. I used to read a lot. I think in 2020 I stopped reading. I'm all like live shows. I'm watching a lot of live things. I follow a lot of live streams, as you should too. But I got to get back to reading. Did you know that Captain Crunch's full name is Horatio Magellan Crunch? I bet you didn't know that, Lee McAdams. Horatio Magellan Crunch. That's cool. Hey, honey, do we have any more Horatio Magellan Crunch? We're all out of Horatio. Did you know in the 1990s, North Korean teachers were required to play the accordion? I smile at that because I like accordion. Accordion to me, it's a good instrument. Yeah, humor. Hey, it's a free show. Doritos are flammable and can be used as kindling. That's true. If you ever go camping, just bring a couple bags of Doritos. They actually light up on fire. You can take a lighter and light a Dorito and just throw it in as kindling. It works. I kid you not. Did you know in 2016, a Florida man was charged with assault after throwing a live alligator through the drive-thru window? That's right. As 24-year-old Joshua James was being handed his drink at a Wendy's drive-thru, he tossed a live 3.5-foot alligator at the attendant for absolutely no reason at all. Why would you need a reason? It's Florida. As a result, he was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, possession of an alligator, and petty theft. He was also banned from all Wendy's fast food restaurants. Yeah. Did you know that the first written use of OMG was in 1917 by Winston Churchill? He coined the phrase OMG. And I'll tell you a story. The days were dark during World War I when Europe was at war and world powers like Britain were mobilizing their forces. One celebrated British admiral of the Royal Navy had retired by 1917. But when he wrote Winston Churchill to share his take, he wanted to know what Winston thought of the war. He said, Winston, what's going on? What do you think of the war? And based on all the headlines that day, some of which were pretty exciting, he responded, this is Winston Churchill, he responded, OMG, which, oh my God. Winston Churchill, OMG. OMG, Winston Churchill. Did you know that flaming hot Cheetos were invented by a janitor? That's right, Richard Montanez worked at the Frito-Lay plant in Southern California. He pitched the idea of adding chili powder to regular Cheetos to the company's CEO. The top brass liked the idea, and since its success, Montanez was fired. No, he was fired up because it's hot, it's fired. No, he has risen up in the company ranks and now serves as an executive for PepsiCo. Cool, huh? If you work for a company and you have an idea, don't shut your mouth. Did you know that melting glaciers make a fizzy sound called Bergy Seltzer? Did you know flipping a shark upside down renders it immobile for up to 15 minutes? Flip it upside down. Did you know male students at Brigham Young University in Utah need special permission to grow a beard? And lastly, when Coco the gorilla met Mr. Rogers, she took off his shoes as she had seen him do on his TV show. Is that cool? Coco, can you get me a pipe as well? No, Mr. Rogers didn't smoke. That's it for Did You Know? Those are kind of cool. I have a couple more. Like, if you die alone in the Netherlands, someone will write you a poem and recite it at your funeral. I had more, but I just didn't want to get into it. Want to get into the interview. But I do this every Wednesday, so hopefully if you guys are following, you're listening in, you're getting some little entertainment here. What happened today? Today is a good day. It is Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. We're at the end of this horrible, horrible year. And you know what today is? I like to do the national days. But today is, boom, National Roof Day. National Roof Over Your Head Day was created as a day to be thankful for what you have, starting with the roof over your head. There are many things that we have that we take for granted and do not stop to appreciate how fortunate we are for having them. The day reminds us to appreciate what you have. The day follows closely after Thanksgiving, a day to be thankful. So just like Thanksgiving, to be thankful for what you do have, and always remember that it's a better feeling than worrying about what you do not have. True. So, National Roof Day. I'm thankful for my roof. Don't know about you. Hey, it's someone's birthday today, and I'm not a fan of this person at all, but there wasn't a lot of famous birthdays today, so I put her up. So, yeah, Britney Spears turns 39. Britney Jean Spears, born December 2nd, 1981, is an American singer, songwriter, dancer, and actress. She is credited with influencing the revival of teen pop during the late 90s and early 2000s, for which she's referred to as the Princess of Pop. And I won't keep her on any longer in case someone takes a screenshot of that. I don't want to be embarrassed. But this, I'm really, really excited about this. On this day, do you know what happened on this day? This happened, okay? Check it out. And in honor of the Cosmic Factory being on tonight, I think this is cool. On this day, the first photo shoot for the forthcoming Pink Floyd Animals album cover took place at Battersea Power Station in London, England, with a giant inflatable pig right over there, right? The inflatable pig was between two tall structures, the tall towers behind there. A trained marksman was hired, ready to fire and pop the balloon if the inflatable escaped, but was not needed on this day. Unfortunately, the following day, the marksman hadn't rebooked himself for the shoot. I would have come anyway, even if I didn't get paid. You know, I got a gun, I'm on a photo shoot for Pink Floyd, but he didn't show up because he wasn't paid. He didn't come on day 2, but we needed him on day 2, because what happened on day 2? The inflatable broke free from its moorings. It was held by 2 long ropes. It broke free and started floating away, eventually landing in Kent, where it was recovered by a local farmer, reportedly furious. This guy was pissed because it scared his cows. Imagine that, a big inflatable pig landing in a field, freaking the cows out. Wow, that's cool. That happened today in 1976. I just thought you'd want to know that. I think that's pretty cool. Big Pink Floyd fan right here. Let's get into this. It's 9:12. It's a couple minutes early. It's wine o'clock for the next 45, 46, 47 minutes-ish. And I'm going to bring on my guest. Tonight you are in for a treat. Let me get everything lined up here. Tonight you're in for a treat. Singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist from Providence, Rhode Island. 1/3 of psychedelic rock power trio, The Cosmic Factory, is here with me, Lee McAdams. Check this out. Lee McAdams, how you doing, my friend?
Hey Dave, it's good to see you.
Good seeing you too. I like the hat. What's on the hat?
Oh, thank you. It's Grateful Dead.
Oh
It's the
yeah.
lightning bolt.
Okay. You're not a Dead fan, are you? Dumb
Maybe
question.
slightly.
Hey, I like the music. So, what was it? Comfort of the Womb. That was that last song that we
The
played.
boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how old is that song? Tell me a little bit about it. What was the inspiration?
That one's probably going back to maybe 2013 or so. Um, that's on our new album though. Actually, we put out last year. It's called "It's a Boy."
It's a boy, right? Right. I like it.
Yep.
I like the album title too.
Thank you.
It's a boy. You just named it. Is the
Yeah.
next one it's a girl or,
I don't know yet.
you
We're
don't
working on that one.
working on that. You don't know, yeah.
Yeah.
If you wear heavy underwear, I guess it produces girls. I don't know. I heard that. Hey, good to have you on the show, and I always love having musicians on the show. Being a musician myself, I know the right questions to ask. But
Right.
your music is, for a trio, it's a pretty full sound. Do you ever think
Thank
of adding another member, or was it like, no, it's a three-piece, you're able to work
you.
that way better? What's your thoughts on that?
I've always been a fan of the power trio personally.
Yep.
I grew up listening to a lot of trios, um, and we have experimented with adding a keyboard player into the mix a few times, but it's just been tough to find um, the right sort of mesh between
Yeah.
people and schedules.
Yeah,
But
scheduling, the right person, right? They got to get
yeah,
along, they got to like the right
that's
music.
big. Right.
It's got to be difficult. So what
Yeah.
first got you into music? What was tell me what young Lee McAdams, little 5-year-old Lee McAdams was doing.
Um, well, my parents definitely had a big part of that with the music they listened to. They always had great music around the house,
Yep.
and they would bring me to see shows as a child. So I saw a lot of great blues and jazz music as a child. So Newport Jazz Fest and all that kind of stuff.
Really? See, I haven't even gone
Yeah.
yet. You already
Yeah.
went. How old were you when
Oh
you
yeah.
went to Newport Jazz?
Probably about 6 or so.
What did you think of it? Were you just like loving it? They were all on
Um,
stage grooving.
Yeah, I remember having a great time. It's tough to kind of remember all the details now. I remember little things about the shows and just the energy of it all.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
know
seeing
Ray
those
Charles was
guys
actually there.
seeing those guys play is great. I was going to
Yeah,
volunteer to be volunteer at the jazz festival,
oh
and I have a
yeah,
connection there that she was going to get me in to do that, and I get to see the show for free. It'd be great, great little afternoon. Me
yeah,
and my son or daughter, I don't know, whoever.
yeah,
And then
definitely.
COVID hit, so tough. So
I
what's
know.
some of the first early bands that you listened to, albums you started to really dig growing up?
Yeah, a lot of blues at first. Albert King and Buddy Guy, and it's the older stuff, Big Bill Broonzy and Robert Johnson and that stuff.
Yep.
And Stevie Ray Vaughan. My dad was big into Stevie Ray, so I heard a lot of that stuff growing up,
Yeah, yeah.
and that definitely had a big impact on me. And then my mom had all this soul music and Stevie Wonder and all that, so
Oh yeah.
that played a big role in my upbringing.
There you go. Bill Withers,
Yeah. Oh
probably
yeah.
Bill
Yeah.
Withers
Al
and
Green and all
Stevie
that.
Wonder.
Otis Redding.
Yeah, that
Yep.
stuff is like wow, that's just in my DNA. I love
Yeah,
that.
that
There's
stuff's
nothing like a
amazing.
beat. Yeah,
All the Motown music and all that.
yeah, yeah. Early Jackson 5 maybe. Did you get into that?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
James
That
Jamerson.
stuff's great. James
Yeah.
Jamerson, yeah, he
Yeah,
did
good.
the hook picking with his
The hook, yeah,
bass.
one
One
finger,
finger.
right? All that
Yeah,
bass playing was one finger.
yeah, yep,
Is
yeah,
that
amazing.
crazy?
Yep.
And someone was telling me that I don't know where his base is. I don't know if it's in some museum, but the action was really high on his bass. And he did
Really?
all that bass playing, and he didn't even lower the action. It was just, I don't know. Did you hear that?
No, I've heard a few stories. I heard one. I guess he was out playing at a bar and he had a little too much to drink, but he was late for a session with Marvin Gaye. So they had to bring him back to the studio, and he played his entire session laying on the floor on his back.
Wow, that I didn't hear that one.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good stuff. Yeah, he's a monster for bass
Yeah.
players back then. So how would you describe the music that you write and perform now?
Um, I try to keep an open mind with it and kind of dip into a little bit of everything. Um, a lot of psychedelic rock and progressive rock, but still with kind of like the groove aspect behind it.
Yep.
Um, I'm into a lot of funk and all that, so
Yeah. So let's hang on this different time signature thing. Did
yeah.
you like? Were you into Yes, Genesis, Emerson, Lake and
Oh
Palmer, that
yeah,
kind of thing?
definitely. Yes, and Genesis are two of my favorite bands, but
Oh, right.
and,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, I love Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's amazing. We can hit
Yeah,
on that. Did you get into Rush? A lot of the later
yeah,
period progressive, or
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, Rush was great. The Power Trio too, so it's a lot
So
to learn from them.
at an early time, you were always like, I'm doing a power trio. This is what I'm going to do.
Pretty much, yeah. With Cream and the Jimi Hendrix Experience and Stevie Ray and his band, Double Trouble. Just a lot of power trios.
Yeah, you really rip it up with guitar and soloing and stuff, and then you just get into atmospheric stuff as well. So you guys have a
Yeah,
really full sound for a trio. I
thank you.
was really impressed, and that video doesn't do it justice. There's so much out there. So everybody listening, just go ahead to cosmicfactory.bandcamp.com, and you can listen to some of the stuff. Also, just look up the Cosmic Factory on Facebook, and you can find Lee there and his guys. So tell me about the band members. Was it always you and the other two guys, or was it other people?
So I kind of cycled through a lot of people in the first couple months or so of the band, just kind of like my idea of the band at least. But the two guys in the band now with me, Dewey Raposo and Mike Baker, they're old high school friends. So we have a lot of history together, even before we were playing music together.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
They just came around. You just nudged them. Come on, guys. I haven't found the
yeah,
right guy. You need to pick up the bass.
yeah, pretty much.
Gets
Sort of forced my bass player into playing the bass, but he's great.
He's good. Yeah, he's really good. Got a nice sound. And the drumming is very loose.
Yeah,
You guys have. I mean, it sounds a bit jazz. It's almost like you guys listen to jazz because it's not. You drift away
yeah,
from the hard backbeat rock sound, straight up
yeah,
beats. It's a lot of ride
yeah,
cymbals and stuff. So I'm hearing a lot of jazz influenced in your music. Am I
yeah.
right?
Jazz and jazz fusion, like Mahavishnu Orchestra and that stuff, all the Miles Davis stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was just playing Bitches Brew last week.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love
Amazing, a
that.
stunning
Yeah.
album. I love it.
Yeah. Definitely. I saw John McLaughlin actually last year, and it was an incredible show.
Really.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Guitar
Miles
player.
Davis. To go back to Miles Davis, Bitches Brew is an album that you play sitting in the woods. Well, you wouldn't play in the woods because it's an album, on MP3. But sitting around a fire with a glass of wine for a couple hours and just let that play.
Yeah,
Isn't it good? It's outdoor music. It's just
it
I love
is.
it. So what? So you're into
It's
progressive.
great.
Was it hard finding the drummer or the bass player at first? Not to put the other guys down that had jammed with you.
Yeah, I don't know. It sort of kind of all fell together at the right time. Um, it wasn't the sound that I had envisioned when I first started to form the band. I think it was more of like a blues, sort of like a blues sound that I was
Mm-hmm.
going for. But just the way that it came together with Mike and Dewey kind of evolved into something
Okay.
probably better than I imagined, you know?
See, isn't that great? You know, you get to,
Yeah,
it's kind of like a marriage. You know, two people come together, they produce a child. It's like, wow, I could have never done that on my own. I mean, literally, I
yep.
couldn't have. So, and those two guys, you know, it's a boy. It's three
It's a
boys. So,
boy.
that's cool. Yeah, you guys sound really, really good together.
Thank
Tell
you.
me about the creative process. I like to know who comes up
Yeah,
with it. Is it just jamming around and like, oh, you do a lot of recording while you're jamming and then you grab pieces and
yeah,
create songs around it? Or how does that all work?
yeah, exactly. Especially now, we always have recordings of all our practices, so we sift through it and find the best parts, and those
Mm-hmm.
become new songs or parts of new songs. And and then once we sort of have a structure of something, then either me or my bassist Mike will take it home and write lyrics out for it,
Mm-hmm.
sort of map it out a little more.
And you and Mike
But
are both the vocalists, but I do know the drummer sings harmony a bit.
yeah, the drummer sings harmony. He sings lead on one song, and we're pushing him to do a little more. But he's got a great voice too.
Yeah, good. I won't mention any drummer jokes. It's just not right. It's just so not right, and they're all stupid anyway. Not drummers, but the jokes are the
Yeah,
drummer jokes. No, he should. Does he write his own music as well, or
yeah. He's
yeah?
actually a great guitar player too, and he writes all sorts of riffs and brings a lot to the table with the writing process.
See, that I appreciate. A drummer who can play
Yeah,
another instrument that now they
yeah,
come into the group, they know they're playing for the song. So that's really good.
right.
You know, I
Yeah,
probably would have guessed that. Like if you asked me, does he play another instrument? I would say yeah, because he sounds like he plays for the song like really, really well.
yeah, definitely.
So
He's got a great ear.
yeah, drummers who play guitar is that's a find. Stick with him.
Yeah,
Don't let him go. He's good.
yeah, absolutely.
Bass player too. So how long did you
Yeah.
know those two guys? High school, you said?
Yeah, high school. We went to high school together, and then the band formed. I was the youngest of the three, but after I graduated, it was probably 2 or 3 years until the band formed.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
had been friends the whole time.
Right. Let me just look up some of these. Get some of these people leaving comments. Oh, Rick was. So we got someone in San Diego watching. If you're
Cool.
just tuning in, just type in where you're from. Just curious where you are. Um, let's see. Hit me, baby, one more time.
Yeah, happy birthday, Britney Spears.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you're a big fan.
I am.
No 5/4 signatures in any one of her songs. None.
Yeah.
She does.
Yeah, it's actually the birthday of a jazz pianist that I really like, Wynton Kelly. So just to
Oh,
piggyback
really?
on birthdays, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Wynton
So
Kelly. I know the name. Who did he
yeah.
play with?
He's played with Miles Davis and Wes Montgomery, the guitarist.
Yeah, Wes Montgomery.
All sorts of
Wynton.
people. Billie Holiday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rick Greenwood. Pig in the cow pasture. I'd be ticked. Yeah. So let's talk about Pink Floyd. Okay.
Yeah.
You can't be doing what you do without at least a little bit of a passion for what they did. Is that true? Tell me about your experience
That's
with Pink Floyd.
that's true. Definitely, especially in the early days growing up, that was one of the first sort of like progressive rock bands that I heard,
Yep.
and they had all the psychedelic stuff, and there's a lot of the first time I ever heard any of that stuff was Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
So,
Those
and
for
same with my bandmate.
there's three Pink Floyds. Obviously, I'm sure you know this. There's
Right.
the early days, the Arnold Lane, you know, careful with that axe, Eugene, and all that
Yep.
stuff. The brilliant
Yeah, yeah,
songwriting, and then there's the main Pink Floyd. You know, Roger Waters taking over and his
right.
thing, and then he left, and it was nothing. It wasn't really Pink Floyd anymore at that point.
Yep.
But I was not into that. I was really into the
Yeah.
middle period. That was great. But really, the
Yeah.
early Pink Floyd, oh my gosh,
that stuff is really cool.
Talk about
We
time
actually
signatures.
play. Yeah, we actually play one of those songs, Lucifer Sam.
Yeah, yeah, Lucifer.
Yeah,
Right, great song.
yeah,
See Emily
yeah.
play.
Yep,
Man, they're all Arnold Lane.
yep.
Yeah, it's those are the. To think that that was a pop hit back in England, like that stuff was popular music.
Yeah.
That would never fly now. That's
Sid
crazy.
Barrett. It is crazy.
Yeah, so lots of drugs. I won't go there. I'm not going to ask you what you're influenced by or what influences you, but I will ask, what are you drinking tonight?
I just have a beer, a Narragansett.
A
It's not
Narragansett.
my
You're
drink
going
of choice, but it's yeah.
a psychedelic multi-instrumental guitar player just drinking a beer, really? I got a cab. I got a my wine with Dave glass. You like these, Lee?
I do.
It's cool. A
Are
friend of
those for
mine made them
sale?
for me for my birthday. So hey, let's do a virtual
Oh,
clink
cool.
because we talked about that. Okay.
Yeah.
So hold up your glass. Pigs on the wing. Okay, go over to your right a little bit. No, over to your right. No, oh,
Oh,
that's your right. There you go. You don't know your right from your left. Okay, ready? On the count of three, we're gonna crash into the center. One.
all right.
Not yet. Not yet. We got to tie you down with a few ropes. Ready? One, two, three. Nice, nice. That was slow motion. I like that.
Yeah.
Slow motion. Are you a pedal techno geek or straight up? So Rick is asking, Rick's a guitar player as well. And that is one of my
Oh, cool.
questions. I'm glad you brought that up, Rick. I noticed that you do use a lot of guitar pedals. So,
Yeah. I
have you
definitely
ever
love
tried like
pedals.
not? It just doesn't make
Oh
sense.
yeah. A lot of times, honestly, I just play straight through clean with the reverb cranked up on my amp.
Yeah,
With all the pedals turned off. That's a lot for the solos and the spacey sections. I
yep,
have a lot of delays and stuff like that.
yeah.
But a lot of my favorites are really just the classics, though.
Well, I was going to
Tube
ask you that.
Screamer.
What's your favorite pedal? What's
Yeah.
if you were stuck on an island, and on an island, Pink Floyd reference there. What pedal would you have to have with you?
um, maybe the just a crybaby wah.
Really, I would have guessed a
Yeah.
reverb. Really, a
Yeah.
crybaby wah.
Yeah. That's the first pedal I ever got. So sort of my introduction to that world of effects.
You're gonna love this. I'm on Craigslist, right? And every now and
Yeah.
then I click on instruments because it's one of the top 5 sites I visit like almost every day. I just click on, see what's going on, check in with the news. But I always go to Craigslist. Who's selling what? And
Yeah.
this is hilarious. This guy is a picture of a wah wah pedal. He had to be 80 years old, and he was selling it for his son or what? I don't know. Found it under his bed, and he says, he said for sale, Wang Wang pedal. I mean, but the thing is, the photo, it says, I don't know who made it, Digitech or whatever, but it says wah wah pedal, like WW12. That was like the model number, but it says WAH. He just types
Oh
in
man.
Wang Wang pedal. And he's not the only one. A lot of people have
That's
said,
funny.
like, oh, do you play with a woo woo pedal? They just
Yeah.
cannot get it right. I don't.
Yep.
It doesn't sound
That's
wang
funny.
wang. It sounds
No.
wah wah. So that's obviously that's
Definitely.
why they named it that. I thought that was funny. I mean, that had to be a 78-year-old guy, and his grandson came over to live with him for a few months. Now he's back in Florida, and it's under the bed, and he pulls it out and he takes a picture. It's a wang wang pedal. Anyone want it? So I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. That's
It's still
funny.
on there. Google it. Well, the thing
Yeah.
is, you can't go to Craigslist and type in that word because I don't think it's listed as
Oh,
wang
no.
wang anymore. It, just type in guitar pedal; it'll show up.
Yeah. Oh, look.
So your creative process. So you guys just jam and whatever comes out of it comes out of it, and it's good that you record all your
Yeah.
stuff. Do you ever come
Yeah,
in with full fleshed out song and just say, "Hey guys, let's try this"?
yeah, definitely. Our first album was pretty much all songs that I had kicking around, and my bass player had one kicking around. But over time, it's sort of moved away from that.
Yeah,
Is it a big wang wang?
it's a big wang wang. Is it the max or is it the mini wang wang? Well, you decide. Plug it in and you
Yeah.
decide. That's cool. Favorite song to perform live? Do you have one you
Um,
saved near the end?
yeah, that one kind of changes over time. It's kind of like the jams will be different, but I'd say one that's consistently a lot of fun to play is Stars Once Again.
Stars once
We
again. Yep.
yeah. It's sort of we have a lot of space in that song for improv, and I've been playing percussion in the live shows lately too, so I kind of throw that into the jam in that song. It's a lot of fun.
That's cool getting the bass and drummer and then you're adding congas and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Any effects on the congas?
No, not yet.
You should try, Lee, seriously, you should hook up your congas to a wang wang pedal and see how that sounds. Like wang a wang 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 wang.
Right.
I'm just an old guy having fun with
Evolutionary.
that. I just think that's funny. The guy tried to sell a wang wang pedal. But do you ever experiment with different instruments through different effects, or is it you're strictly like guitar all the way? Because I know you play a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah, yeah. I've been playing a lot of keyboard lately, and I've been sort of building a little pedal board for the keyboard, which has been kind of fun. Putting like there's a auto wah pedal on the keyboard sounds pretty cool, and
Oh
some
yeah,
delays.
cool.
Yeah, yeah,
That's Ottawa's pretty good with reggae, huh? Getting a lot of chunky,
yeah.
funky.
Definitely, you get like the clavinet sound and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
What's that song? I love that song. Chaka Khan.
Oh man,
Tell it like it is. No.
yeah.
Tell me
No.
something good. Have you
Okay.
heard that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
That
man,
clavinet.
you guys should cover that. Tell me something good by Rufus and Chaka Khan.
Yeah.
What a
Yep.
groove. You
Right.
don't know why. That's just cool.
Yeah. It's got a
What was
few
I
good
got?
songs.
So, what other instruments do you play? I know you're billed as the multi instrumentalist with the Cosmic Factory. So, what instruments do you play?
Well, it's mainly guitar, percussion, and keyboard now with Cosmic Factory. Um, but I do a lot of recording at home. Try to record with a lot of different people and collaborate with people. I play the bass and the drums and a few different things.
Right, right.
That's sort of all my bandmates are multi instrumentalists, really.
Yeah.
But
One thing I was going to ask, and I didn't see any of your live shows. I do want to see them when hopefully in 2021,
yeah, hopefully we're
when this
back
thing is
soon.
under us and we can say
Yeah.
goodbye. I'd like to see a show. Do you use a looper at all?
No, we've talked about that. That would be a process with getting in-ear monitor systems and
Yeah.
working with sort of click tracks and stuff like that for sections. But we've definitely talked about it and
Yeah.
not ruling it out in the future.
Thoughts on Porcupine Tree?
They're really cool. I like Steven Wilson. He's a great songwriter, great musician.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got some great solo albums too.
Who are you listening to these days that you think we should be listening to?
Um, I guess Jimmy Herring is one of my favorite guitar players. And,
Herring.
yep, Jimmy Herring.
Jimmy Herring. I haven't
Yeah,
heard of him.
he's incredible. And
Uh,
Guthrie Govan, another.
yeah,
Yep,
I'm writing these down.
cool. very very technical, like jazzy kind of playing.
Nice, nice. So Resin Ed was on the show last week. It was fun hanging with him, enjoying a
Yeah,
little. I think I had tea that night, like Earl
yeah,
Grey tea. But he was great. I mean, his
he's
music
a
is
good guy.
awesome. And I heard because you told me this, he actually rehearses right behind you, literally.
Yeah, just on the other side of this wall.
That's cool. So you guys are buddies.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. He's a good guy.
Um,
I
so
watched some of
big,
that show.
yeah. So if thinking about like big influences, who would you say if you could narrow it down to like maybe two or three artists that really have influenced your playing? Not so much the band, but just your playing. Who would that be?
As a guitar player,
As a guitar player, yeah.
I guess the foundations of it, maybe Jimi Hendrix, Jeff Beck, and Dwayne Allman.
Okay.
Those sort of the roots of it in the beginning.
Do you play any slide?
Oh yeah, I love playing slide.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, there's Dwayne for you.
Yeah,
Rick is asking a question. How are you getting by with the lockdown? Good question.
yeah. It's definitely a lot of changed plans this year. This was our 10-year anniversary year as a band. So we had a lot of big plans that kind of got pushed to the side,
Oh,
but
that's
we've
a
been
bummer.
making the best of it. Just
Yeah.
recording and writing new music, staying in the
Right.
occasional gig or live stream.
Yeah, so that was another thing. Have you done live streaming with the band, like during rehearsal?
Um, we did a couple at venues, like closed down venues with no audience. Fet in Providence and the Parlor in Providence to sort of benefit the
Mm-hmm.
venues and stuff like that. Um, we're working on a better live stream setup to stream from home,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of recording mostly.
Yeah, mostly recording. That's good.
Yeah,
So what's next for Cosmic Factory?
yeah. New album, hopefully some release next year, and just gonna keep writing, keep pushing forward,
Mm-hmm.
trying to progress.
There you go. Yep. Trying to progress. So you're in Providence. I know that basement. I've been in so many Providence basements. That is definitely a Providence, Rhode Island basement.
Yeah, I love
Whereabouts in
Providence.
Providence are you?
Sort of over by Providence College.
Okay, PC Smith Street
Yeah, yeah, off of Smith Street.
off
Yeah.
Smith. Yeah, I lived on Richter Avenue. We rented an apartment over there,
Okay.
which is
Yeah, yeah.
more near the city.
Right.
Colin O'Hara asked a question. When's the new Cosmic album coming out?
Hi,
And Colin, I
Colin.
like your hat. It's really nice.
I like his hat too.
Yeah.
I wish I had one. Um, we just recorded a new set kind of with some free studio time that we actually won from a magazine, but that'll be released very soon. That one's done.
Nice.
Um, so hopefully in the next month or so that'll be out. And
So Lee, tell me
after
about that.
that,
So you won some studio time. What did you have to do?
yeah. Well, we got voted favorite jam band of 2019 in Motif magazine.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was
Congratulations.
yeah, it was a cool experience, unexpected. But
There's a lot
yeah,
of jam
they gave
bands
us
in Rhode
some.
Island. That's pretty
Yeah,
impressive that you won.
yeah, we were up with a lot of our friends who were in the same category, so it was kind of just cool hanging out with them for the night, and then they
Yeah.
just announced we won, so it was a little bonus.
Yeah, then they kind of turned, then they just grabbed their glasses and just kind of turned away. No longer are they friends. You're like, you hit the big time. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
Number one jam band in Rhode Island, Motif Magazine 2019.
yeah,
That's no small feat. And
yeah,
you've been playing clubs, you've been around 10 years. So tell me about
yeah.
the guys in the band, I'm sorry, the drummer's name. What's his name?
Dewey Raposo is the drummer.
Okay, tell me about him.
Yeah, he's a great drummer, great guy. It's funny actually. I always think of this story. Um, Before, probably 2 years before he actually joined the band, I was taking a walk because I lived in the same neighborhood as him, and I was taking a walk and I heard this drummer playing out of his window. And I stood there for a minute. I was like, why can't I find a drummer like that? And then 2 years go by, and I had a drummer that didn't show up to a gig, and a friend was like, "Oh, you should get Dewey." So Dewey came down without knowing any of the songs, and he just sounded great and never left.
So how did you make the connection that he was the same Dewey that was in the?
It didn't. I didn't realize it until I went to practice at his house, and I realized
Oh, like I know this address.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
He's
That's
a
awesome. All right, now let's talk about your bass
great drummer.
player.
Yeah. I've known him a real long time too. I used to go see his old band when I was in high school. When we were in high school together, he was in sort of like this grunge band, and
Yeah, the
it was
Wang Wangs, right?
the
The
Wang
Wang
Wangs.
Wangs.
Yeah,
Wang Wang pedal. That's a
yeah,
great name for a band.
exactly.
Seriously.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Yes. Yeah,
Put the
that's all right.
humor aside. So he's been in
Yeah.
bands. Was he like grunge bands? Yep.
Yeah. Grunge, some blues in there. He's just a great musician, great singer, great
Mm-hmm.
songwriter. And he was always a guitar player, really. And we sort of pushed him into the bass role. But he's been crushing it for 10 years. So,
Yeah, yeah. Very musical. Real
yeah.
musical guy. Great
Yeah.
band, man. You got a great band there. And
Thank
is
you.
do you guys feel like there's any leader in the band? I mean, is it you or you kind of started it, but is it
Oh,
you're all like equal? Just
at this point, it's really just a big collaborative effort, I think.
mm-hmm.
We don't really look like there's a leader, you know?
Right.
It's just sort of, I don't know. I think that a lot of that has to do with just the friendship, too, aspect of it.
Yeah.
So it's
It'd
sort of
be
just
hard
an
to tell a
equal.
friend, look, you're just my hired hand,
Yeah, right.
hired gun. Yeah, that just doesn't fly. Um,
Yeah.
what was I going to say? Yeah, so your live shows, you're using a lot of imagery, a lot of lights,
Yeah.
backdrops and stuff. Do you bring that stuff like when you're at Club
We
Fat
work
and all
with a
that?
couple people that do that for us. For stuff, Brian Cabral, he's a great lighting technician,
Mm,
and then Joe Winograd, he does all the projections and all that. He designs that all himself.
nice. Joe and Brian,
Yeah,
good job.
yeah,
Really
yeah.
good
They're
job because that adds to it. It's I mean the music's the most important thing, but boy does that add to the sound.
right,
It's the visuals. I mean you couldn't just play to an open high school gymnasium with all the lights on. I mean
right.
it's not the same. There's just a
Yeah,
feeling
it's
there.
adds to the experience.
It does, absolutely. So let me ask another question on the audience. You probably have a mailing list, maybe. I don't know. You got a good following on Facebook. That's going well.
Yeah,
People dance at your shows. They're really getting
yeah,
into it. Was that a surprise to you?
yeah. Sort of. Sometimes you see people out there and they're dancing to like a 5/8 time signature, and
Yeah.
it's like, it's how are they doing that? But it's cool. It feels good to see that, and you get the people headbanging too. You get like a mix of everything out there.
The same old man that dances to 5/4 timing sells a Wang Wang pedal on Craigslist.
Yeah,
you know. But really, I mean, I think people just love the music. I love when you go into the reggae stuff.
yeah,
You guys are like made for that, and
yeah, yeah,
you do some other thing that's kind of Egyptian and Middle Eastern. It's mostly like
yeah.
your guitar playing, the modes that you're playing in, and the beats.
Yep, yeah. I like a lot of world music and Indian music and Latin music and stuff like that.
You
I
get
think
into the
that's kind
police
of
at
always.
all?
Oh yeah, I love the Police. We all love the
Yeah,
Police.
Stuart,
Yeah,
Andy, and just the rhythm section there, and
yeah.
with Sting.
Great trio. Yep.
Yeah, now they really dominated in the space department. I mean, they left
Yeah.
a lot of holes.
Yeah.
And one
Definitely.
thing I noticed with your music, there's a lot of dynamics. I mean, you'll be
Yeah.
loud and thick and just right there, and then you'll go right down to a whisper. So is that something that you've decided to do on your own, or
Um,
is it like through a jam
it
session
was
you
never
realize you
really
can
like
bring it down and bring it up?
yeah, it was never really like a decision. It's just kind of something that we feel out,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just sort of the emotions behind playing music that we all feel together.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did you
I
ever
don't
get
know.
into hip hop?
Yeah, yeah. I like a little everything.
I mean, I'm looking at your flat bill, and I'm like, let me just ask that. That's cool. Yeah, you get do some
Yeah, so
scratching.
the
You
flat
get it.
billed Grateful Dead.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that's just doesn't make sense. A Grateful Dead logo on a flat bill hip hop
Yeah,
thing, but you got it going on. Man, thank you so much for coming on the show. And
yeah.
for
I
those of you
appreciate you having
listening,
me.
and there's going to be a lot of you listening that did not see it live, but you're watching it now, so it is live to you. Go ahead and follow Lee McAdams from the Cosmic Factory, cosmicfactory.bandcamp.com, and also on Facebook. You can go to the Cosmic Factory. You're on YouTube as well. I didn't have
YouTube. Yep.
space to put that. Where else are you? Instagram?
Instagram. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Bandcamp, where we post all our music.
Dude, you got to
But
go on
Facebook and
Twitch.
Instagram.
When you do
Yeah,
your
we're not
live
on
streaming,
Twitch.
get a Twitch channel.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
would be
that'll be
really
next.
cool. I mean, I follow
Yeah,
some musicians on Twitch.
really.
Yeah, I look at Twitch as the Pinterest of live streaming, because when I'm on Pinterest, I get lost. I mean, I want to stop making
Yeah,
candles. I want to start building my own outdoor furniture. I want,
right.
it's like you just go down these rabbit holes of like what you're looking for. But with Twitch, it's the same thing, but it's live. I follow
That's cool.
illustrators, and they're just there for 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
This one girl from, I think she's from Japan, and she's, her little image is in the corner. She's talking, but the whole screen is filled with her on a bamboo digital pad, just drawing this beautiful image.
Wow.
And I'm just like, I'm hanging there with a glass, a cup of tea, drinking it for like 2 hours. Just flew right by. And then you can
That's
go
cool.
to you can follow other people like musicians, but comedians and
Yeah.
DJs, hip hop, and all that. So great stuff. I'd love to see you guys on Twitch.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that.
Look
Definitely.
into it, man. Thank you so much, Lee, for coming on. It was great getting to know you. And
Yeah,
if anything I can do to promote you guys, where do you want me to send people to outside of your Facebook? Do you have a website?
no website. All the updates are pretty much on Facebook and Instagram. We stay updated on those pretty often.
Mm-hmm.
And always go and subscribe to our Bandcamp page, and you'll get email updates when we release new music.
There you go. Please follow Lee McAdams and the guys at the Cosmic Factory at cosmicfactory.bandcamp.com. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for coming on the show. I raise a glass to psychedelic music to you, my friend. Boom, you can raise a beer. Oh, you already have. See, I'm already like, I'm right near the end. Look at that. You got half
Yeah.
you gotta drink a little more. I'm gonna drink you under the table.
Right.
I don't have any closing comments for you, but I wish you the best of luck during COVID. And
Yeah, you too. I
keep
appreciate you having
jamming,
me.
stay safely, and be a good guy.
Yeah, you too.
All right, take
Take care.
care. Bye bye. All right, that was awesome. Lee McAdams from the Cosmic Factory. That's why I do the show, is to promote businesses. But then I started to get into musicians a little bit, and I really like that. I like gelling and chilling out with musicians. I miss that part of my life. I should start a band. I actually had a band, had a 4-piece. Violin, drums, guitar, and me playing guitar. It was cool. Bass. But COVID happened, COVID stopped a lot of good things. Dang you, COVID. I usually end with a joke, but I don't have one tonight. Although I might. I have some that are in holding. Do I have anything? Yeah, I got one. I got two. You know what? Maybe I'll say both of them, and then you guys tell me if you think it's funny. I don't know. Let me just pull up one thing here. Let's see. Where is it? There it is. I got to get the sound effects because I got to get the right here closing. There it is. There's the closing bit. I love telling the joke and then hitting the closing music because it makes the joke funnier, even though it's not. So here goes. All right. It's 9:55. We're ending a couple minutes early. So what? All I keep thinking of is maybe buying that Wang Wang pedal on Craigslist. I think that was funny. What do you call the pedal under the bed? Yeah, that'd be a good joke. What do you call a pedal under the bed? Oh, I don't know, a Wang Wang pedal? No, that's not the joke, Rick. But I do have another one. It's a little better. What did Batman say to Robin before he got in the car? Robin, get in the car! Get in the dang car. Have a great week. Take care of each other. Hug your loved ones. We all have an expiration date. I've got one too. See you next Wednesday, where I have another cool band. And then the week after, I have Ho Ho coming. Santa Claus. Santa Claus. Pink Floyd forever.